On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
Aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Convent.
A community of nuns, usually living together in a religious order under vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience.
Examples:
Convent school. Nunnery convent. The old convent was converted into a hotel and retained some original features.
Catastrophe.
A sudden event that causes extreme ruin and misfortune.
Examples:
Catastrophe risk management. Avoid climate catastrophe. The lack of funds has resulted in a catastrophe for our university system.
Unpopular.
Not liked, supported, or approved by many people, having an unfavorable reputation.
Examples:
Unpopular decision. An unpopular opinion. The politician's stance on controversial issues made him an unpopular candidate for many voters.
Christ.
The man that Christians believe is the prophet and the Son of God, and whose life and sermons form the basis for Christianity.
Examples:
Teaching of Christ. Before Christ. Christmas is the day to celebrate the birth of Christ.
Prelude.
An introductory or preparatory piece of music often played before a larger work or performance, a preliminary or introductory event or action.
Examples:
Prelude music. Ominous prelude. The book's introductory chapter provided a prelude to the rest of the story.
Tort.
A civil wrong or breach of duty that results in harm or loss to someone, for which legal action can be taken to claim compensation.
Examples:
Intentional tort. Tort of negligence. The lawyer presented a strong case to win the tort lawsuit.
Jostle.
To push, elbow, or bump against someone or something in a forceful or crowded way. To compete with or struggle against another person or group for space, resources, or attention.
Examples:
Jostle for position. Jostle my elbow. I had to jostle through the crowded concert to get to the front of the stage.
Uneasy.
Causing or feeling anxiety or discomfort.
Examples:
have uneasy eyes, uneasy relationship. He was uneasy about the situation and didn't know what to do.
Astonishing.
Surprising or shocking, difficult to believe.
Examples:
astonishing achievement, make astonishing gains. The news of her sudden death was astonishing to everyone who knew her.
Unproven.
Not tested or proved.
Examples:
unproven efficacy, scientifically unproven. The new treatment's long-term advantages are still unproven.
Astonishment.
A feeling of very great surprise.
Examples:
blink in astonishment, struck with astonishment. They stood rooted in astonishment for a while.
Fuss.
A state of agitation or excitement, an angry disturbance.
Examples:
make a fuss, get into a fuss. There was a fuss about the broken vase, but it was quickly forgotten.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
a writ of summons, issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Intellect.
The ability to think logically and comprehend information, especially at an advanced level.
Examples:
enrich my intellect, human intellect. Your intellect is capable of distinguishing among similar objects.
Assent.
Agreement or compliance, an act of giving approval or consent to something, often expressed through nodding, a verbal response, or a written agreement, verb, to express agreement or approval, especially after thoughtful consideration.
Examples:
silent assent, reluctant assent. All members of the committee gave their assent to the proposed plan.
Credo.
A statement of the beliefs or principles of a person or group.
Examples:
artist's credo, the credo of a philosophy. His business credo was to always be honest and fair in his dealings.
Orthodoxy.
Adherence to a conventional or widely accepted set of beliefs or practices, especially in religion or politics, the accepted or established doctrine or teachings of a particular group or institution.
Examples:
religious orthodoxy, intellectual orthodoxy. The Church's orthodoxy on certain issues was deeply ingrained.
Indulgent.
Given to yielding to the desires or whims of oneself or others, especially by being generous or lavish.
Examples:
an indulgent father, Indulgent lifestyle. The rich and indulgent dessert was worth every calorie.
Guesswork.
The act or process of making an estimate or speculation based on incomplete or uncertain information, conjecture or supposition.
Examples:
Pure guesswork. Rely on guesswork. Making decisions based on guesswork can lead to costly mistakes.
Quarrelsome.
Easily prone to engaging in arguments, disputes, or disagreements, tending to provoke or participate in quarrels.
Examples:
Quarrelsome relationship. Quarrelsome nature. The quarrelsome neighbors would argue over the smallest issues, causing constant tension in the neighborhood.
Sectarian.
Relating to a group or faction that is narrowly focused on its own religious, political, or ideological beliefs, often at the expense of others or in opposition to differing viewpoints.
Examples:
Sectarian violence. Sectarian tension. The political campaign descended into a sectarian battle between rival parties.
Summon.
To order someone to come to or be present at a specific place such as a court, or to arrange a meeting formally.
Examples:
Summon a lawyer. Summon a city council. The chairperson was responsible for summoning committees.
Arresting.
Attracting attention or interest, striking or impressive in appearance or effect, halting or stopping the movement or progress of something.
Examples:
An arresting image. An arresting sight. The painting's arresting beauty made it difficult to look away.
Jewish.
Of or related to people whose traditional religion is Judaism.
Examples:
Jewish history. Jewish culture. My friend is a Jewish woman who celebrates Hanukkah every year.
Propound.
To offer or put forward for consideration or discussion, to present an idea, theory, or argument for consideration.
Examples:
Propound an argument. Propound a question. The philosopher propounded a new theory of ethics that challenged conventional norms.
Confucian.
Relating to the teachings and beliefs of the Chinese philosopher Confucius and his followers.
Examples:
Confucian rites. Confucian ethics. Confucian values such as filial piety and respect for elders still strongly influence many Asian cultures.
Disciple.
A person who learns from another, especially one who then teaches others.
Examples:
Enthusiastic disciple. Disciple of Buddha. He became a disciple of a well-known spiritual leader.
Transcendent.
Going beyond the limits of ordinary experience or knowledge, surpassing the usual or expected, exalted or sublime.
Examples:
Transcendent wisdom. Transcendent joy. The transcendent beauty of the Grand Canyon took his breath away.
Kind-hearted.
Having a caring and sympathetic nature, characterized by concern for the well-being and happiness of others.
Examples:
Kind-hearted person. Kind-hearted gesture. The volunteer organization is full of kind-hearted people who donate their time to help others.
Monotheistic.
Believing that there is only one God.
Examples:
Monotheistic faith. A member of a monotheistic sect. Monotheistic religions have historically developed in denial of polytheistic religions.
Rabbi.
A Jewish religious leader or a Jewish scholar or teacher.
Examples:
Son of a rabbi. The city's communal rabbi. The chief rabbi chanted a prayer.
Pagan.
A person who holds religious beliefs other than those of the main world religions, such as Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Adjective, not following the main monotheistic religions.
Examples:
Pagan sites. Pagan belief. The temple was built by ancient pagans who worshipped multiple gods.
Recite.
To say a poem, piece of literature, etc. aloud from memory.
Examples:
Recite a charm. Recite a long list of the article. He could recite all of Shakespeare's works.
Exegesis.
A critical explanation or interpretation of a text, particularly a religious or literary one, to understand its meaning and significance in its historical and cultural context.
Examples:
Literary exegesis. Biblical exegesis. The scholar provided a thorough exegesis of the ancient text, shedding new light on its meaning.
Scripture.
The sacred writings of a particular religion or belief system, often regarded as authoritative and containing moral or spiritual teachings.
Examples:
Scripture study. Biblical scripture. Many people find comfort in reading scripture during times of hardship.
Disdain.
To look down on.
Examples:
Disdain the offer of a bribe. Disdain the policeman. Even in the Middle Ages, people disdained forced labor.
Illegitimate.
Not legally valid or recognized.
Examples:
An illegitimate occupation. Illegitimate claim. He had an illegitimate child that he never acknowledged.
Compassionate.
Feeling or showing sympathy and concern for the suffering or bad luck of others.
Examples:
A compassionate heart. Compassionate leave. My father has a serious and compassionate personality.
Rebarbative.
Causing irritation, aversion, or disgust, repulsive or repellent.
Examples:
Rebarbative tone. Rebarbative attitude. The rebarbative behavior of the new employee made it difficult for the team to work together effectively.
Rehearsal.
A practice session, usually for a performance or presentation, during which people prepare and fine-tune their performance, often with the help of feedback from others, the act of rehearsing.
Examples:
Dress rehearsal. Music rehearsal. The theater company had its final rehearsal before opening night.
Hijack.
To seize control of an airplane or other vehicle during an operation, especially with violence.
Examples:
Hijack a helicopter. Hijack a phone number. He made a desperate effort to hijack an airliner.
Atrocity.
Brutal act, an extremely wicked or cruel act.
Examples:
Commit atrocity. Cold-blooded atrocity. The atrocity of the war left many children orphaned.
Spectacle.
Something or someone seen, especially a notable or unusual sight, an optical device consisting of a frame that houses a pair of lenses for correcting defective vision.
Examples:
Pretty spectacle. Spectacle lens. She could not help watching the sad spectacle.
Endlessly.
In a way that continues for a long time or seems to have no end or limit.
Examples:
Repeat endlessly. Worry endlessly about our future. The procession of demonstrators was endlessly continuing.
Oppress.
To treat people in a cruel and authoritarian way, especially by denying them the same freedoms, rights, etc. as other people.
Examples:
Oppress the minority. Oppress the people with force. Historically, many countries have often oppressed certain religions to gain the support of the majority of the population.
Greedy.
Having or showing an intense or insatiable desire for wealth, status, power, or food.
Examples:
Greedy person. Greedy for money. His greedy behavior led him to steal from the company.
Confine.
To restrict the movement of someone or something.
Examples:
Confine themselves solely. Confine the scope of use. The animal was confined in a small cage.
Countryman.
Considered non-inclusive, a person who lives in the country or a rural area, a compatriot or fellow citizen.
Examples:
Countryman lifestyle. Traditional countryman. The local countryman is known for his hospitality and warmth towards visitors.
Sage.
A very wise and experienced person, a small evergreen subshrub with flat and light green leaves that has a strong smell and are used as a culinary herb.
Examples:
A sage of long ago. A sage counselor. He was famous for his sage advice to younger entrepreneurs.
Subdued.
Quiet, calm, or less intense in appearance or behavior.
Examples:
Subdued color. Subdued lighting. The party had a subdued atmosphere compared to the previous year's event.
Strident.
Loud, harsh, and grating to the ears, presenting a forceful or insistent tone or manner.
Examples:
Strident call for action. Strident criticism. Her strident voice made it difficult for anyone to ignore her.
Nefarious.
Extremely wicked or criminal, evil or immoral, often used to describe someone engaged in sinister or unlawful activities.
Examples:
Nefarious intentions. Nefarious activities. The undercover investigator exposed the nefarious plan before any harm could be done.
Woe.
Significant problems or troubles, great unhappiness.
Examples:
Economic woe. Full of woe. Recurrent financial woes hampered his subsequent career.
Ingrained.
Deeply rooted in someone's mind or behavior, difficult to change due to being established for a long time.
Examples:
Ingrained habit. Ingrained prejudice. Her fear of dogs was ingrained after a traumatic experience in childhood.
Modernity.
The quality or condition of being modern, the state or era of being up to date in technology, science, and culture.
Examples:
Spirit of modernity. Path toward modernity. He was fascinated by the contrasts between traditional life and the city's modernity.
Exceedingly.
To an extreme degree.
Examples:
Exceedingly common. An exceedingly difficult book. Fear is exceedingly infectious, and children catch it from their elders.
Pastime.
An activity that is enjoyable and done for leisure or entertainment purposes, such as a hobby or game.
Examples:
A familiar pastime. National pastime. I enjoy gardening as a pastime during my free time.
Riot.
A violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd, characterized by destruction of property, looting, arson, and attacks on individuals.
Examples:
Riot police. Riot control gas. The riots in the city have left many buildings damaged and several people injured.
Ethos.
The set of beliefs and attitudes that belong to a particular community, nation, ideology, or a person.
Examples:
Ethos of science. Corporate ethos. Medical students need to acquire not only knowledge, but also a professional ethos of a doctor.
Illiterate.
Unable to read or write, lacking knowledge in a particular field.
Examples:
Illiterate population. Illiterate adult. He was illiterate and could not read the instructions.
Equate.
To consider or describe one thing as similar, equal, or analogous.
Examples:
Equate mistakes with failure. Equate to legal responsibility. It isn't very reasonable to equate money with happiness.
Disbeliever.
A person who does not believe in something, such as a religion or idea.
Examples:
Persuade a disbeliever. Stubborn disbeliever. Despite the evidence, she remained a disbeliever in the theory of evolution.
Mutinous.
Characterized by rebellion or resistance against authority, often referring to a group of people who are disobedient or defiant.
Examples:
Mutinous behavior. Mutinous soldiers. The mutinous crew members revolted against their captain's orders and took control of the ship.
Propel.
To move, drive, or push something forward or in a particular direction, often with a lot of force.
Examples:
Propel growth. Propel the ship. An increase in employment helps propel economic growth.
Yearn.
To strongly desire or long for something.
Examples:
Yearn after my old days. Yearn for love. She yearned for the days when things were simpler.
Endear.
To make someone loved or appreciated, or to cause someone to feel fondness or affection for someone or something.
Examples:
Endear a character to young readers. Endear to everyone. The baby's smile endeared her to everyone who saw her.
Glob.
A small, round mass or lump, a drop or blob of liquid or viscous substance.
Examples:
Glob of paint. Glob of honey. She squeezed a glob of toothpaste onto her toothbrush.
Wretchedness.
A state of great suffering or misery, the character of being uncomfortable or of low quality.
Examples:
Extreme wretchedness. Grey wretchedness of the rain. The poverty and wretchedness in the slums were heartbreaking.
Mosque.
A Muslim place of worship that usually has a minaret equals slender tower with balconies.
Examples:
Domed mosque. The sacred mosque. Jumeirah Mosque is one of the most beautiful buildings in the United Arab Emirates.
Synagogue.
Also shul, a Jewish house of worship, typically consisting of a hall for prayer and study and often containing a sanctuary, a social hall, and a collection of administrative offices.
Examples:
Reconstructed synagogue. Historical synagogue. We attended services at the local synagogue during the high holidays.
Toleration.
The act of allowing or permitting something, even if it is disliked or opposed, the willingness to tolerate or accept different opinions, beliefs, or practices.
Examples:
Toleration policy. Religious toleration. The school's policy on religious toleration meant that students were free to practice any faith they chose.
Troop.
A group of soldiers, especially a large one, a group of people, animals, or things considered as a unit.
Examples:
The members of a military troop. A troop of deer. The troop of soldiers marched through the city in a parade.
Ensue.
To happen or follow as a result or consequence of something.
Examples:
Ensue within a few years. Predict what will ensue. A power outage ensued after the storm knocked out the electricity.
Muddle.
To mix up or confuse something, to make a mess of something, to create disorder or chaos.
Examples:
Muddle the instructions. Muddle the situation. I accidentally muddled up the reports and need help to tell which.
Hector.
To intimidate or bully someone.
Examples:
Hector people. Hector them into shaking hands. He was known for hectoring his employees and making them work long hours.
Mutilate.
To cause severe damage, disfigurement, or injury, usually to a person or an animal, to destroy, alter, or damage something severely or irreparably.
Examples:
Mutilate a document. Mutilate a body. It is cruel for anyone to mutilate an animal for any reason.
Incognito.
In disguise or under a false identity, without revealing one's true identity or purpose.
Examples:
Travel incognito. Live life incognito. The celebrity went incognito to avoid being recognized by fans at the airport.
Weep.
To cry tears because of sadness, rage, or pain.
Examples:
Weep bitter tears. Weep for joy. I'm easily moved to tears, so I would weep in sympathy if I saw that movie.
Reclaim.
To take back something previously lost, given, or paid, or ask to have it back.
Examples:
Reclaim a competitive position. Reclaim land from the sea. You may be entitled to reclaim some tax.
Empower.
To give someone the power or authority to do something.
Examples:
Empower my life. Empower the secretary to do the same. The company empowered employees to buy low-price items without approval to achieve efficient purchasing.
Solitary.
Existing, living, or doing without others.
Examples:
Use of solitary confinement. A solitary traveler. He never uttered a solitary word.
Amaze.
To fill with wonder, surprise, or admiration.
Examples:
Amaze and entertain visitors. Amaze everyone. The magician's tricks amazed the audience.
Archbishop.
A high-ranking bishop equals a member of the clergy in the Christian church, typically in charge of an archdiocese and holding a position of authority over other bishops in the region.
Examples:
Archbishop's palace. Interim archbishop. The Archbishop's sermon was a powerful message of hope and encouragement.
Imam.
A religious leader of the Muslim community, especially the leader of a mosque and a community.
Examples:
Imam of mosque. Spiritual imam. In some Muslim countries, the imam's position is appointed by the government.
Extremism.
The holding of extreme political or religious views, actions, or beliefs that fall outside of what is considered acceptable or reasonable.
Examples:
Violent extremism. Political extremism. The rise of far-right extremism has sparked concern among many civil rights organizations.
Escalate.
To increase in intensity, size, or severity, to make something greater, worse, or more serious.
Examples:
Escalate into a major international incident. To escalate. The situation quickly escalated and turned violent.
Cumbersome.
Difficult to handle or use, especially because of being large, heavy, or not effective, not elegant or graceful in expression.
Examples:
Cumbersome process. A cumbersome suitcase. His cumbersome writing style made the reader confused.
Bureaucracy.
A system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Arbitrary bureaucracy. The bumbling bureaucracy made it difficult to get the permits we needed.